Hi everyone, today we're going to discuss simplifying expressions with rational numbers by using the order of operations. In order to solve expressions, you cannot solve from left to right. You must follow the order of operations. Now, if we remember from last year, order of operations involves PEMDAS. So before we solve this expression, I'm just going to go to the next slide. PEMDAS is an acronym for each of these topics. Parentheses or brackets is P, E is exponents, M is multiplication or division, and I'm going to put a little star here because this is important. You always want to go from left to right with multiplication or division. So what that means is if division comes first and then multiplication, you would start with the division. The same goes for addition and subtraction. Whichever comes first, that's the one that you start with. So if we go back to this expression, I'm going to write out on the side PEMDAS, and I'm going to go through my expression. So I have multiplication, addition, division, and subtraction. I don't have parentheses. I don't have exponents. Now I'm up to multiplication and division. Well, I see that multiplication comes first, so I'm going to do 8 times 5, which is 40, and I'm going to bring everything else down. Now I could cross out multiplication. Now I see division. That would come next. 40 plus 10 divided by 2 is 5 minus 3. I'm bringing everything down. Now I'm up to addition and subtraction. I go from left to right. Addition comes first, so 40 plus 5 is 45 minus 3, and my answer is 42. So we like to say that when we're doing order of operations, it looks like a pizza slice. Here's your crust, the main expression on the top, and here's your slice. It gets smaller and smaller as you simplify steps. Okay, we spoke about order of operations. Just to quickly review exponents. An exponent is the little number that you see in the top right corner, and the number that's in front of that exponent, the larger number, is known as the base. So the exponent tells you how many times to multiply the base by itself. So for example, 3 squared means you would multiply the base by itself 2 times. 3 times 3 is equal to 9. 2 to the third means you multiply the base of 2 by itself 3 times. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8. 2 to the fourth, same thing. You multiply the base by itself 4 times, which would be 16. Now we're going to look at two questions. Do 3 squared, negative 3 squared, and negative 3 in parentheses squared all have the same value? What number is being squared in each case? Well, if we look at the first one, we're taking the base of 3 and multiplying it by itself 2 times. 3 times 3, which is equal to 9. Now I'm going to jump to the third one for a minute. This exponent is telling us to multiply everything in parentheses by itself 2 times. So it's saying negative 3 times negative 3, which is equal to a positive 9. However, this middle one is where it gets a little bit tricky. Because the negative 3 is not in parentheses, the exponent is only attached to the positive 3. So what that's saying is we're going to square 3 times 3, which is 9, but we must bring this negative sign and put it in front. So the answer is negative 9. Now just to show you on the calculator, okay, if we enter what we were just talking about, I'm going to click 3 and the exponent of 2, which squares it, so that's 3 squared. And if I hit enter, I get an answer of 9. Now I'm going to put in negative 3 squared, and if you see, I get an answer of negative 9 like we said. If you have parentheses, it's important to put the parentheses into your calculator. The last one was negative 3 squared, and you see that we get a positive 9. Okay, so just be careful when you're inputting in the calculator and make sure you're inserting exactly what you see in the expression. Let's just look at one more example to finish up order of operations. So we see a lot of different operations here. We see exponents, we see parentheses. So again, on the side, I'm going to write out PEMDAS. Okay, and then I'm going to look and see what I have. So I have parentheses. So I'm going to start with parentheses. 3 plus, I know that negative 4 plus 7 is a positive 3. I keep the exponent minus 4 times 3. So I can cross out parentheses. I do see exponents, so I'm going to work with that next. 3 plus 3 squared is 9 minus 4 times 3. I can cross out exponents. Now I'm up to multiplication and division. I see in this problem that I only have multiplication, so I'm going to do that next. 3 plus 9 minus 12. I can cross out multiplication. There is no division. I do see addition and subtraction, but if I remember with these operations, I go from left to right. So 9 plus 3 is 12, minus 12, and 12 minus 12 is 0. So again, I started with this expression up here. I simplified each step, showing all of my work, and I get a final answer of 0. So again, just always remember when you see expressions with multiple operations that you're always following the order of operations.